Hello and welcome. I want to tell you about my mod. I made a mod because I was very unhappy with amounts of alerts you get, and that's only one sound and you don't have any priorities. So if a truck is stuck or you're actively dying and losing your game, there are no difference between that. So I'm very not happy about that. My English is terrible, as you get it. So first, I want you to tell if you have alerts, you say, oh, I know it, I want them off. So you know every time you advise something, it gets an alert. Now you see, I quitted it, or I acknowledged, is the English word, acknowledged the alarms, and now they are standing here. But you say you don't want to get them. That is no problem. You can get to the source, you can get to the alert button, and now you have the possibility to deactivate it for the object or for the type. So for all of this type of object. That's for buildings, vehicles, and everything else. So now I say it's silent. So you see it in the main mask, but you don't hear a sound if it come again. If I demonstrate that real quick, off, on, you get them, they're blinking, but you don't get any sound. And if you acknowledge them, you see them. The next option is that you say, oh, the control tower, that's the wrong object. You say hidden. So you don't see them in the global panel anymore at anything, but in the history, it gets locked. You see the date, etc. And or you can say ignored. So it won't get any history, nothing, and it will not be on any panel or on any telling. The next thing is that you can make measurements instruments for uh, any object or anything in real. Here I can say I want the fill level of the storage. You can see every variable who I could read, I will get, you will get. So I want the fill level, and I want to say it's a calculation is single because I have only one single target. I can do multiple to that we come. We have from 0 to 100, and the label is potatoes. And I say go. Now you see you have here a history, a graph over time, and you can say set an alarm. So in this case, the windows are modular. I say I want a critical warning if the value is lower or same as 85. You can set multiple over multiple buildings, so you can customize it completely. And you can delete it, of course. And you can say add row on the top. So I do that again. I say 85, add row, and now you have the alert again. So you can customize it completely. I say it's critical. You have 4 warning levels, and you can set your own sounds as WAF or OGG in the mod thing that you found in the user guide. So I say I want a critical alarm below that level. And now I say what panel. You can multiple panels. I have only one in the moment. Supply, I say save matches. And now I have on my supply panel potatoes alarm in that moment. And now if the potatoes are going down, I simulate that real quick. I want to have 400 pops. And like ignore the food. And now it goes down. And you can have in the instrument tab Now see it goes down, and in the history you now see the graph wandering, and you can say 1 day, 1 month, 1 year, and so on and so forth. Back to instrument. So if I have everything closed, now we should get any moment the alarm. Dum 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 dum. Get faster, please. Yeah, no. Our settlement is full of trash. Well, master acknowledge. Health below normal. There's some predefined alarms to have something. And pollution is critical. Thank you. That is not the message I want. I want my down to 85. Okay, it's not that fast. And it's now, he says, structural death spiral because we have losing pop and we have less. We have to react because our health is so low. That is something else. It's nice to show you that too. And I will effectively make a trash waste collection so that thing goes away. Potatoes alarm. There it is. There it is. Now you see it got the alarm because it was below that level. Discard. You can edit the things. Yes, health below. That is if you think it's a little bit over the top, but of course I don't have a working environment here. That is why we get so many alerts. I should think before that. Yes, thank you. Give me, god damn it, a dumping designation and dump that trash somewhere. Yes. You see, it will get your attention if you die things. And now everything should be back to normal. But not with potatoes. So now we can say, give me more potatoes. And now they will get them. And here we make now alert for multiple panels. So multiple storages. We scale back to instruments. We get the first one, say select from open building. We say if we want to have a sum or an average. In this case, I want to have the average. I want to have potato storage. I say 1. And we put now the same metric, open building with the same metric. We click on it and say that. So now we have all 3 of the storages. We have the average from 0 to 100 in the fill level. And say install instrument. Now we can say alarm, and I have a very interesting feature for you now. We can say not value, we can say decrease. We say if the amount or the percentage, like 5% over a month, decreases, when we get a warning. In this case, I make it quick and say I want, if a 1% down over 1 year, I want to get a notice, and the text for that notice you can set to. If I find it in my own mod. We want a supply panel. I'm blind in the moment. There, potato 1 storage alarm. I was right. I need to change that maybe. But we can say potatoes going down. And save message. And now, because the conditions are already met, we get the thing. We can just say 1 quieted down here, or you can say master acknowledge, or we can say prevented acknowledge. And you see, if it goes down, you get the alert. Of course, I have this now, it's so stupid to reload that I acknowledge it, and it comes right back. And if you say, okay, that is much too much, I want it over 10% of 1 month or a year, save changes, master quit. And now it's only will alert you if it go 10%. So it's completely individual, and you can say it's for decrease, increase, sustain, everything what you have desire. One, two, many, whatever you want. And of course we have different instruments. I have install instrument. Oh, that was wrong. Here, type you have from bot to top, from left to right, a fuel gauge, green, red, Nixie tube, and writers like paper writer, where you have here the seeing, and you can make multiple panels, so you can have an overview of what you want fast. The main panels you can disconnect panels and have simple panels for quick acknowledgement. I will maybe make an external application so you can use your second or third monitor. That is the base of my mod. I hope you enjoy it, and it helps you to sort your alarms and organize your settlement to not get the death spiral alert too often. Have a nice day. Hello and welcome. I want to tell you about my mod, UNMA, Universal Alarm Annunciator, or in German Universelle Nachrichtenmeldeanlage. I'm German too, so you will find my accent very German and my pronunciation sometimes very bad. I'm sorry for that. But without further ado, I was very unhappy with the amount or the not prioritization of the alarms in the game. I wanted to know if I'm actively dying or an excavator didn't get a truck. That is not a message I already need, because I know that, and I want to know if my city is dying or my game is about to end the run in a death spiral. That is why I made this mod. In the moment, I have that's not a standard, but I have the type of ignored of a mega excavator. If it's normal, like it's in the game, and you get an alert for that, you say, okay, like me, thank you, I know that, I have done that, I don't need a steady reminder of that. You can let it in, quit, acknowledge that, and now you have the melding in the master panel. Or you say, listen, I don't want that alert ever again for anything. Make it silent, then it stays in the global panel. You can make it, of course I changed finger. You can set it to hidden, then it will not longer in the global panel. Or you can set to ignored, when it does not even come in the history of my mod, because you have a whole history where you can see what happened. I tested a little bit, and of course you can say delete all acknowledged messages. You can do the messages you see potential messages that are from vanilla. You can say it's for the object or for the whole type of vehicles. Next, we have the potential to make instruments. Those instruments, you can see the amount of from one storage or the amount of many storages. If I delete them, I show you how to make them. Okay. I have a bug. That will be fixed. That is interesting. Yesterday it worked. Good. New instrument. I select the building, I say source open from instrument. I can change the instrument what I defined in beforehand. If you have any ideas, let me know. So I want this to be a side wedge gauge. I say I want the fill level. You see here's every variable available in the game. And I want the label to be potatoes at settlement. The gauge goes from 0 to 100. Install instrument. And now you have a nice instrument here to get. I think I know why I can delete them. If I have that in mind. I have set all OLEDs already. If I delete the OLEDs, then I can delete the instruments. Yes. Ha! It's not a bug, it's a feature. So, and you can of course do that with multiple buildings. You can say, okay, I want this, I want that as source, I want a single. This is not in this case. It's a sum, or it's an average. I want the average of a fill level, and I say, okay, I click the second one, I want that in. I click the third one, I want that in. I labeled it near set store potatoes from 0 to 100. Install instrument, and have a nice instrument here. I of course can get another, like a paper recorder, as I call it so, because I remember those of the power plant. And have here now a thing who works over time with a history, so you can see in 1 month, in 1 year, 10 years, and so forth and so on. And now I want to say, okay, but what if my population eats all and it gets low? You can set, back to this repair please, an alarm in value, decrease, increase, or sustain over these are time modifiers. Okay, I say now I want here a notice if I'm lower than 85 value. You can multiple rows for multiple things, so you can make it completely individual and or possibilities. And now I say potatoes settlement under 85. And I say I want this on my supply panel and save a message. And now if I go back to my Annunciator and I'm on the supply panel, I have here the matrix to see the notice. You can disconnect the panel and have it like here or somewhere on your monitor. If you have multiple monitors, I will make a program for that you have that on your second or third monitor. Now about the multiple storages and the time. I say instruments, I say my set potatoes, I want to set an alarm. I say a decrease of 5 amount, or in this case I want % in a month. I want a warning. Potato storages are emptying. That is, if you have a production behind that, of course, you can see if you get the point where you spiral down with your production. So if I get my, did I set trash? Did I say set trash dumping? No, I didn't. Now I get people, 400. I say fire. In the moment, you see 69%. We wait to go down. Sometimes I think it's better to speed that up. Okay,